it's Kat. Chuck is out today, so I'm going to be doing your weekly update intro. Today is going to be an awesome weekly update. So we have something kind of new that we touched on last week a little bit. We're going to be doing customer spotlights. At the end of the video, you're going to see a saltwater customer's tank and a freshwater customer's tank. Both of them were sent in by two awesome customers that we have. Both of them won a $25 gift certificate just for being in the video, so that's awesome. Make sure to stay tuned, check those out, and I'll be making another Facebook post, I think either today or tomorrow, so that you guys can send in photographs and let me know a little bit about your tank and see if you guys can be featured in next week's weekly update video. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Lots going on here, lots of new cool fish. Reagan and Kevin are going to go over that with you guys. So stay tuned and let's go look at the fish. What am I going to say?
Hi, it's Kevin. I've got some stuff to show you this week. We got a bunch of new arrivals in. Got a lot of small fish. We got in a lot of little nano fish in this week. These guys were a big hit last time. These are the Fricata rainbows. They're a dwarf variety of rainbow. These guys are also known as a fork-tailed blue-eye rainbow. One of my favorite live bears has always been the balloon mollies. Well, we've got in balloon lyre-tail mollies, so you can have it all. Really love these guys for the little squatty shape, and the extra finnage really sets that off as a really beautiful fish. Another good strategy for algae control would be the Amano shrimp. They're a Japanese algae-eating shrimp. They do very well in planted tanks, and they do fairly well in most community aquariums. We got in some beautiful redfin boreleis in this week. These are a medium size. It's been really tough lately getting in medium sized African cichlids. These guys are about 3 to 4 inches and beautiful color on these guys. We got in some Synodontis petricola catfish in. They're also known as a cuckoo catfish. They often swim upside down and sideways, trying to keep the light out of their eyes in most cases. They do very well with most African cichlids of similar size. We got in some really nice looking red honey gouramis. These are a dwarf variety of gourami, but they do get a little bit bigger than your common dwarf gourami. The males are going to have a lot more color than the females to them and are going to have an angled dorsal fin, whereas the female will have a rounded dorsal fin. We got in some beautiful albino tiger barbs. These guys I always thought were really cool because whereas your common tiger barbs have a black stripe, these guys have a white stripe. Very good for a semi-aggressive tank, best kept in schools of 5 or more. We have some evil bloodthirsty demons, and you know how I feel about evil bloodthirsty demon fish. I love them. These are the Exodon paradoxus, also called a bucktooth tetra. They might be fairly good dither fish with some more aggressive cichlids of some sort, but otherwise they pretty much will shred everything that's in the tank with them and squeeze it into their mouth at the best of their ability. That's why I like them. I got in some super cute calico orandas this week. Got nice little bulldog heads and excellent finnage, and he's just showing his little tail there. Look at him. Beautiful calico color on these guys. I love calicos because they all are colored different from each other. Also, we got in some really cute little Ryukins. The Ryukins are basically a different type of fantail. They're bred more for their spherical body shape. Don't let the spherical body shape fool you though, because they are faster and often very rambunctious in the tank with the other fancy goldfish. We have in some really nice looking red-tailed hemiotis. These are a type of tetra. They're also called a slender tetra. They can reach up to about 6 inches in length. One of my personal favorite community fish will always be the roseline sharks. Every time I get a good looking batch like this in, I like to showcase them in the video. They are already showing off that beautiful red in the nose and through the body as it will progress as it matures. They can reach pretty good size, usually exceeding 4 inches or more in your tank. But even though they're a larger fish, they're really good for most community aquariums.
Welcome to the saltwater portion of the weekly update. I've got some super cool things for you, including my all-time favorite angel and my all-time favorite firefish. So I'm super excited to be able to take care of those guys in the store since they are my favorites, and I'm going to show those to you. But first off, again, I'm going to point out some of the cool exotic things, more of the rarity items that I can order in for you. So we're going to take a look at that. And then right after is when I'm going to show you my favorites and my other top picks of the week that I actually already have in the store for you guys to come pick up. So let's go take a look at all of my favorite fish. Hello everyone, welcome to the fish special where I get to talk to you about some of the more not only expensive, but some of the cooler fish that I typically don't order into the store on a regular basis. So, first on the list is going to be a white cap goby. This guy is beautiful. They don't get very big, but it definitely is one of the fancier, more sought after gobies. If you want to try this guy because of his price point, I would make sure that you only have nice peaceful fish just because he does stay a little bit smaller, but they are very beautiful and they're pretty rare. You don't see them very often. The size I can get for you this week is going to be a small. Next up is going to be a shaggy angler. I love my angler fish so much. I typically don't get them into the store because they are more of a specialty item for people that are looking to do maybe a species only tank or to set up a tank specifically for an angler. These guys, because of the angler that they are, won't get super big. So you can even set up tanks like a 32-gallon BioCube for some of the sizes of these anglers. The size that I can get for you for this fish this week is going to be a medium. Next is one of the fish that I really want to get, but I don't have a tank big enough here at the store to get them, are your lookdowns. I love lookdowns. I think they are one of the most spectacular schooling saltwater fish that you can possibly have. They are beautiful. They have such nice colorations. They are so striking, so different than anything that you see in the ocean. I wish I could have them. I love them so much. Please order them so that I can order them for you because I want to get them. I can get you larges, so they're already gonna be a really pretty decent size. Next up, I did want to tell you guys that I can get more epaulet sharks in. I can get you smalls, mediums, and larges. I can get you all 3 sizes in for next week. Epaulet sharks are stunning. They're very similar to a bamboo shark. They're a type of carpet shark. They're gonna hang out mostly on the bottom. They really are not fish eaters. You don't have to worry about them eating your fish. They like things like mollusks and clams on the half shell and more things like that rather than free swimming fish. So a lot of people do have them in their reef tanks and just don't mind that a couple of their cleanup crew members might end up going missing. And last but not least, there's a type of wrasse that I've always liked, but it has a little bit higher of a price point, so I don't order it. But they are typically pretty hardy. They do very well. They're called the lightning wrasse. I can get you an extra large. I can get you like a full-grown lightning wrasse. They are absolutely striking. A lot of people love them in their reef tanks just because of that color that they have. The older they get, the brighter their color gets. So for an extra large, it's going to be showing off that really nice, really fluorescent purple and yellow. So those are the fish that I can get for you for next week. Like I always say, these is just 5. It's just 5 of the fish. I can get you so many different fish. So if there's anything that you want, please call the store and ask us because there's a good chance that I can get it for you or I know where I can get it for you. So I want to be able to order these fish in for you guys, also somewhat selfishly because I would like to actually get these fish in the store too. So make sure you call the store, ask for me or Hayden, and we'll be glad to tell you a little bit more about price points and things like that. So now let's go take a look and see what I have picked out for you guys for this week. My first fish of the week is going to be my absolute #1 favorite angelfish out of all of the angels, whether it be dwarf or a large body. This is going to be your multicolored angel. This sweet little girl is absolutely beautiful. I fell in love with them at the Georgia Aquarium. They only had one in a big tank. I had no idea what it was, and I told myself I was going to figure out what it was, and I was going to love it forever. And so now I do. These guys, like I said, are a dwarf angel, so they're not going to get any bigger than a typical coral beauty would get. But like most angels, these guys will nip at some of your corals. So I would recommend more of a fish-only system for this multicolored angel. But it gets that name because of all the different colors it has on it. It has that nice white on top, those really nice yellow fins, as well as an orange mouth and chin, that really nice pinkish purple color on the belly. And then it has like a purple and black cheetah pattern that crosses on top of its eyes. If you are looking for a dwarf angel that you don't see all that often, and one that is absolutely striking and really will add a lot of activity to your tank, your multicolored angel is going to be the absolute perfect specimen. So my second fish that I'm going to point out is this beautiful pilot fish known as a gold trevally. These guys are one of the most striking. They are a shimmering gold with those really nice black bands that run down their entire bodies. Now, as a pilot fish, these guys do get very large. They get super big, but they get super beautiful. They can be a schooling fish if you have a big enough tank for multiple specimens, but they can also do fine like this guy just as being a single. They typically have a pretty good appetite. They're gonna be more of a carnivore, but they will enjoy some algae and some seaweed as a part of their diet as well. They're really not aggressive in any way, so they can typically live with a lot of other fish, and for the most part, these guys are going to be reef safe. I never really call anything 100% reef safe because nothing really is ever 100%, but for the most part, these guys do live in reef aquariums and won't go after any of the coral. Now with this golden trevally, like I said, he does get some size lengthwise, so he's going to need more of a longer tank for that swimming room rather than a tall tank. And these guys can be jumpers, so if you want to try golden trevally, I would absolutely recommend putting a lid on your tank. So I was finally able to bring in some more of these beautiful flame angels for everyone. Flame angels are a dwarf angel, and like I always tell you, angels in general will eat your coral. Now your flame angel is one that's going to be a little bit more safe to put in, kind of like a coral beauty. Still not, like I always say, still not 100% reef safe, obviously, because it is an angel. But if you're looking for an angel that doesn't get very big, that's kind of hard to find right now for a reef tank, I would recommend the flame angel because he is going to be a great addition. Also in the tank, I have these beautiful thread fin flasher wrasses. I've got a couple of them in here right now. They are very peaceful. They are so beautiful with all of that striking, really long streamers on their dorsal fins. And as you can see, they're all going to be a little bit different in color. Some are more red, some are more orange, and some are going to be more purple. So if you're looking for some wrasses that you can put together, especially in a very nice community reef tank, these threadfin flasher wrasses are going to be the perfect addition. So I'm going to point out my beautiful large Koran angel again because I cannot believe that I still have her. She is a fantastic eater. She's a fantastic swimmer. She's always out, wants to show off, wants you to walk up to the tank so she can swim right over to you. Has one of the best personalities of any angelfish that I have ever had the chance of working with. And she is striking. She already has a lot of those super beautiful adult colorations for a Koran angel. She still has some of her juvenile markings, so she is not completely changed just quite yet. But I absolutely love taking care of her, so I'm not super mad she's still here. But I did want to point her out because she deserves to be in a super beautiful and striking fish only tank, just because again she is an angel, and if you look at her mouth, it is designed for eating coral. So if you don't want any coral to go missing, a fish only system for her. But if you don't mind, as some people don't, they still put fish like her in their reef aquarium, so that's going to be up to you. but I love her so much. She is beautiful, and she really would make the perfect addition to any tank that you might have at home. Alright, so I wanted to point out this really fun community tank that I have going on here in the back room. In here right now, I again have these beautiful monodactylus. They are a superb schooling fish, as you can see right now. They stay out all the time. They do not hide. They will be out in the front schooling back and forth with that light shining off of their bright silver bodies with that nice yellow dorsal fin. I also have a golden head sleeper goby in here who's gonna kind of hide behind the rock. But those guys are a sand sifting goby, so if you're looking for something to sift your sand to keep it nice and clean, then that golden head will be great. Just know you do need a lid, as I promise you they will jump out of your tank. I also have really nice yellow tail damsels in here. You know me, I do not like damsels. I do not like how mean they are. That being said, yellow tails are on the less aggressive side of being a damsel, and so they're a great filler fish. You can put them in with a lot of your other nice community fish, and they're typically not ever going to be aggressive towards them. So they're a great damsel that you can use to add some fish in there. Like I said, they're a great, very active and colorful filler fish. Another fish I have in here is this beautiful royal grama with that nice fuchsia on the front half and that bright yellow on the back, with that red diagonal line that runs through their eye and a top eye spot on that dorsal fin that you can see right there. It's big and black. Now, the royal gramas are a dwarf basslet, but they can live in tanks as small as like a biocube, because they're not going to get much bigger than the one you see right here. They're only going to get a few inches in length. And typically they are a great reef fish. They're not going to mess with anything else, and they're a good community fish. Like you can see in here, I have the yellowtails, royal gramas, monodactylus, I have gobies. Somewhere else in here I have a coral banded shrimp. All of these fish are great for community tanks. So if you have a really nice peaceful reef community aquarium tank, all of these fish in here would make great habitants of that tank. The creme de la creme of firefish. This is the Hell Freaky firefish. I got in a couple of them for everyone this week. They are the most beautiful, in my opinion, of all the firefish. They are more of a pinkish purple. They have that bright yellow face, the really nice light blue and red dorsal that keeps popping up every now and then that really nice yellow colored tail fin and caudal fin. That anal fin down there, you can see on this one, it already has that nice purple and yellow striping pattern on the bottom. Firefish are very peaceful and should only go in tanks that are also extremely peaceful, and they also stay pretty small. They're not going to get much bigger than what you see right here, so they can go in tanks like a biocube as well. Hell Freaky firefish do have a little bit higher of a price point just because they are a lot more on the fancy side of your firefish species. But if you're looking for a small fish that adds a lot of personality, a lot of color, a lot of activity, and just a beautiful overall appearance to your tank, you cannot go wrong with the Hell Freaky firefish. Like I said, it is my absolute favorite of all the firefish. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to point out one more community type tank that I have going on back here. Back here I have these beautiful pajama cardinals. They don't get very large. They can go in biocubes. They are a super peaceful and a super wonderful community type fish. These guys, as you can see, don't do a whole lot of swimming. They typically just hang out in the water column, which is something that's very cool because they're going to occupy more of the top part of your water column, where a lot of your other fish are going to be swimming along the bottom. Also in here I have these stunning Guy cardinals. Again, very peaceful, very friendly, very community. Also can go in biocubes. They are just stunning with that silver and that black with the polka dots on the fins. You can't go wrong with the Guys either. I have another royal grama in here because they are, like I said, a great community fish. I have another sand sifter in here, a little bit different than the golden head. This is going to be your dragon sleeper goby. Has a little bit different of a pattern on him, as you can see, but also does a phenomenal job sand sifting. I have a beautiful mosaic tile starfish in here. This one is like, it's a nice coral color with some pinks and yellows and oranges. I don't ever trust starfish to be reef safe other than the sand sifters. although some people have great luck with these tile stars in their reef tank. And something else I have in here is a beautiful snowflake moray eel. Now, snowflake moray eels can be aggressive and eat other fish, but if you're looking for an eel that stays somewhat small in terms of circumference, and one that can live with very peaceful fish and not really go after them, your snowflake moray is actually going to be a really excellent choice, especially if you start them off small. But overall, another wonderful community tank, and you can see just how many very peaceful community reef type fish there are and what you can put together.
All right, guys, it's time to check out the customer videos that were sent to me this week. We're gonna have Adam showing you his planted freshwater tank, and Allison, who is gonna be showing you her saltwater fowler tank, which is fish only with live rock is what that stands for, which basically means no coral, predatory fish, things like that. So stay tuned, we're gonna check those out right now.
Hey everybody, my name is Adam Wiston from Irmo, South Carolina. I want to thank Fishy Business for choosing my tank as the first freshwater tank to be shared. This particular tank is a 75-gallon heavily planted tank. As far as fish go, I've got a lot of just assorted tetras in here. School of rummy nose tetras, a school of endler guppies, got 2 dwarf powder blue gouramis, a whole lot of snails, and about 4 female betas in here also, a nice little sorority of female betas. Everybody gets along great. I have no issues. I've also got some crebensis that I'm growing out in here too. I got 5 of them in here right now. I pulled out of another tank that I'm growing them out of. As far as plants go, if you start over here on the left hand side, I got a nice big rock formation. I attached a small piece of Java moss on it, and you can see right now it's just gone crazy. That stuff grows like mad. Behind that, I've got an Amazon sword growing real big, another one right on the right hand side. In front of that rock formation on the left, I got some cryptocorns. Right there in the center of the tank in the front, I've got some dwarf hairgrass growing out. Right behind that, I've got some more Amazon swords that have grown off those big plants that I've replanted in there in the front. Those are growing out right now. Kind of packing the tank up a little bit. Gonna get rid of those here pretty soon. Right behind that, a nice big red melon sword. Then there on the right hand side, all the way to the right, I've got a nice Bacopa plant and some Rotala behind that. Some more cryptocorns in front of that, and some more swords in front of that. Everything does great. I really like the tank. It is a canister filter. It is CO2 injected, and I've got a Fluval 3.0 plant light on it. And everything's great. If anybody has any questions, please give me a yell. I'd love to answer any questions anybody might have.
Hey guys, this is Allison from Flowery Branch, Georgia, and showing you a little detailed view of our Pro Clear Pro Star 230 Fowler tank. We were lucky enough to find Fishy Business on Facebook actually, and when we took a trip to Columbia, South Carolina, made sure we made a trip to the store, and we're lucky enough to find their store and some really unbelievably high quality fish. As you can see, we've got a good mix in here. We've got a boomerang trigger, we've got a queen angel, a sailfin tang, a pink tail trigger, the miniata grouper, which was the red guy that just swam by, is hiding in the back, and a purple tang, who is hiding in the back, as well as an undulate trigger and an emperor angel. We found Fishy Business about 6 months ago and could not be happier with the quality of the fish. Everybody is happy and healthy and eating. That grouper just doesn't want to be on camera. And we love to hang out at night. We have a finished basement. This tank's in our basement, and we hang out at night. The kids help feed the fish, and it's very relaxing.
All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out the weekly update this week. Chuck should be back next week, so I won't be put on the spot to have to do this. I know I'm nowhere near as good as he is. but that's okay. Make sure that you keep checking out our Facebook page. I have really cool stuff coming in Thursday, which is, well, when you watch this is today. So, yeah, really cool. Some Caradina shrimp that we haven't been able to keep for a while, haven't been able to get for a while. So I've set up an entire tank for them. They're coming in tomorrow, and I'm going to make sure that I do a big post about that. So yeah, you guys stay tuned and like, subscribe, comment, anything that you guys would like to see. Make sure you send in your pictures on the Facebook post so that we can feature you in our next update, and we'll see you guys next week.